Hey everybody, excuse me, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live. Good morning. Today is Christmas Eve, Thursday, December 24th, 2020, and we are now again in the final hour of the trading day, the shortened trading day. So I hope you're having a good day. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or whatever it is that you celebrate. But thank you for checking in early today. Always look forward to this, not this time of the day, but I always look forward to the podcast so I can hang out with my trading friends, and really grateful for this channel. So currently the Dow is down 11 points, down 0.04%. The Nasdaq's hanging in there barely, up 10 points, up 0.08%, and the S&P is up 2 points. So pretty much almost unchanged across the board. So here we go. This is what we're going to do. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I am going to manage them going forward. I also had one day trade today that's working out pretty well. I still am in it. I'll show you that. After that, we're going to go over to the board and take a look at your current positions, see how those are doing. After that, we're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology, my favorite topic, favorite subject of the day, because really when it all comes down to it, how you control yourself with your trading is going to determine rather what kind of trader you're going to be in the long run. After that, I've gone down through my watch list. I've gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I look to enter a trade. First requirement, confluence, combination of signals lining up on multiple time frames. Requirement number 2, I want to make sure I have a good risk to reward ratio. 2 to 1 is my minimum. So if I'm going to be risking $100 to the downside, I want to be able to make 200 or more to the upside based upon my support below me if I'm wrong, and based upon resistance, likely resistance is the key word, above. And then number 3, always important, take a few minutes, take a look at your positions. How many positions do I have? How much account heat do I have? How correlated are my positions? Very important. And then lastly, always position size according to the current market volatility. That is also extremely important. So I'm going to go down through the candidates that I've listed, and I'm going to try to go through them with a fine-tooth comb, keeping in mind those 3 requirements that I have. And if I find something at the end of the day, I will go ahead and buy it. After the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, let me know. If you need any clarification on anything, please let me know. I'm happy to answer. If there's any stock symbols that you would like me to look at before the market closes, I'm happy to do that. Just put it in the live stream, and I'll do my very best to get to it before the close of the day. And then lastly, if you have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could please wait till the end of the day so that the market's closed, I'm done trading and teaching and pressure's off, and then we'll spend as much time as we need to get those all updated. Okay, so that is the plan. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. So hang tight, please. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okay, well, let's take a look and see who is here this morning. Lava74 is here. Hi, everybody. Hey, Lava, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Hi, Brian. Good to see you. Brian says, hello all, no trades today, taking profits on most of my stock portfolio that have gone parabolic to the upside. Will donate profits to Santa today. That sounds like an excellent, excellent plan to me, Brian. Really good plan. And thanks again for coming. Evan is here. Good morning. Hi, Evan. Good to see you. Johan is here. Hey, Mr. Johan. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good evening in Hong Kong. Miko is 25. Hello, sir. Nice to see you as always. Hope you and the family are doing well. Ramble Ron is here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you have a good holiday. David says, good morning, Gregorian traders. It's funny every time. Never gets old. I like it. Good to see you, Dave. Hope you and the family are doing well. Dan says, Merry Christmas. Thank you, Dan. Merry Christmas right back. There is Frank. Happy Christmas to Greg and group. Thank you, Frank. That's kind of you. I don't know if you have a poem for us today, but if you do, I'm really looking forward to that. Johan says, Merry Christmas. John is here. Hello, sir. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas, Greg and all. Thank you, John. Good to see you. Martinus Daniel, sorry, I've just joined. Merry Christmas to all. Well, thank you for joining. Martinus, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but thank you for coming. And Merry Christmas to you. If there's any questions you have today, Martinez, please let me know, okay? All right, well, let's get to it, shall we? All right, I think I'm the only one. No, I don't know why I have Johnson way up here, so I'm going to put it there. All right, Johnson and I did take Ollie's Bargain Outlet, OLLI, at $79.50. I like the setup here. Bullish engulfing bar, V1, rejection of the 250, rejection of the third ATR channel. You know, I always talk about a confluence. There's a whole ton of confluences here. Bought it at $79.50. Of course, every time the stock moves up a certain amount, I do phase out and take partial profits. So I took a little profit here, took a bunch of profit here, took a bunch of profit here. It did reject the 200-day moving average here, so I took half off. It looked like a bit of a warning sign, kind of a preemptive sell. Since then, it went down a little bit, just going sidewards. Today it is up slightly. No big move one way or the other, but so far from entry to exit, this is up, or I'm sorry, from entry to current price, it is up 3.9%. So not too shabby, right? All right, SPY. Of course, I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take that overnight risk. I sell it first thing in the morning at the open. Had not a big one, but a gain nonetheless. Jatson and Yas are in this as well. So we had a little overnighter. I bought here yesterday at 367.57 and I sold at 368.03. So better than a kick in the butt, right? TGT. All right, so I have Karen, Brian, Johan, Ava, and myself. I was teaching last night and I showed this chart as an example of a nice return to value. Came down, returned to value, sideways motion, sideways motion. We had the washout bar here, followed by an up bar, triggering a V2. Got in at 170, what is that? 171.64. Of course, my stop is would have been a close below halfway of the washout bar. Next day didn't do much. Yesterday we had a nice big up day, hit 3 profit targets, and today it is up 0.28%, and I did hit another profit target up here today at 176.21. So currently from entry to current price, it's up 2.18%. So not too bad, not too bad. Oil is up 0.15% today. I did buy oil down here at 30.97. So currently this trade is up 5.67%. Not too bad. I bought this on the monthly bar, so this is going to be a long type of trade because monthly bars take a lot. As a matter of fact, they take a month each one. I bought when it went under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, and if you want to be technical about it, it did form a V2. Got in at 30.97, so it is up 5.94. Oh, for the month, 5.94, so that's good. REGN. Well, this one is down for me today. Let's see. David and Johnson and I, we bought nice higher low V2 here at 496.34. Luckily, the next day it gapped up nicely for us. I did take a couple profit targets, thankfully. The last 1, 2, 3, 4 days, it has tested the halfway of the washout bar here at 489.20. It tested it, closed above, so I held it. Tested it, closed above. Tested it, closed above, so I held it. But today it looks like it may be closing below my stop loss, so I would have to go ahead and just take the loss on that one. Google, I did sell puts down to Google expiring June 18th of 2021. I sold them down to $1,170. I picked this strike price because of the 200-day moving average above on the weekly as support. And then also on the monthly, that strike price, the 1170, dovetailed nicely with the -1 and the 50-month moving average. So I did sell one. I got $1,170 in premium, and I have roughly 32% protection, and it did pay pretty well. It paid 7.7% annualized return on selling that premium. So that one's nicely in the money. And then lastly, I did have a trade on Love. And I'll tell you what, a day trade on Love, and I'll tell you what brought this to my attention. Yesterday we had the big up bar. Today when I looked at it, we were right at about halfway. So if you have a big up move and then you have a down move, but it holds the 50% mark, the 50 Fibonacci ratio, then I switched to the to a lower time frame to look for a day trade. Well, it happened right here when I had a V1, and I also had a close under and over the 250. Now, no guarantee it's going to go up here, but it gives me a good structure for a trade. If it had just closed below the 250, any close below the 250, I would just be out with the small loss. But it went my way, right? So I bought at 45.90, moved up. I like to see that it was above the 200. Then we had this big kind of thrust up bar here. I always do take some kind of profits off when I have a big range bar that goes my way. I took half my profits up here at 46.30, and currently I'm still in the trade. My stop would be a close below the 250. As long as it doesn't close below there, I will stay in, and but I will exit it at the end of the day. But not too bad. I mean, currently for a day trade, up 0.67%, not too shabby. So all in all, good day today. Grateful for that. Let's take a look over here. All right. Martin said I pronounced it correctly. Well, that's a first for me. Nice. David says, Merry Christmas, Greg, and all. 16 months since I joined. Second Christmas listening to your channel. Thanks for everything. Thank you, David. That's very kind of you. Thank you for the kind words. All right. Let's see what Frank has to say. This should be good. Tonight, we put aside work and pause as we wait for a visit from Santa Claus. Our stocks become stockings amidst tables filled with cookies and tasty dishes. 'Tis the season for lots of good wishes. I knew it was going to be holiday related. I was thinking about this morning. Let me paste this in here real quick. Let's give it one more shot. Always appropriate for the day. Frank always takes into consideration everything and writes the perfect poem. Tonight we put aside work and pause as we wait for a visit from Santa Claus. Our stocks become stocking amidst tables filled with cookies and tasty dishes. 'Tis the season for lots of good wishes. How about that, everybody? You don't get that on Joe Rogan podcast, I'll tell you that. Thank you again, Frank, and Merry Christmas. Pat is here. Hello, Pat. Pat is a current student of mine and a great student, I might add. Pat says, hello, everyone. Merry Christmas. Hello, Pat. Good to see you. Johnson says, hello, Greg and gang. Hi, Johnson. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. Wishes to one and all. Thank you. Same to you. Dan says, Frank, nice one. Hey, Frank, how's your end of the month overnight SPY trade going? Oh, that's right. Good call there, Dan. I forgot about that. Kamal is here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you for the results of your scanner today. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a good holiday with you and your family. Ava says, hello, Greg and everyone. Merry Christmas and blessings to all. Thank you, Ava. That is very kind of you. Merry Christmas and blessings to you as well. Gary says, hello, Greg and group. Merry Christmas Eve to those that celebrate. Thank you, Gary. Hope you have a good Christmas Eve tonight. Frank says, thanks, Dan. I dropped out of the SPY trade while I was ahead. Nothing wrong with that. Looking at IQ. I think IQ is on my list today, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I mean, we had a nice base here. We have a bullish engulfing bar. We have a V1, false breakout to the downside. The only thing that concerns me on this, John, is we're not over the 30 RSI. And, you know, when you have the 30 RSI below you, it acts as support. But when you have 30 RSI above you, it acts as resistance. And we also have that 5-day EMA. So this would not fit the criteria for me to buy here right now because of that reason. You know, if I was forced to buy it with this V1 that we have, my stop would be a close below halfway of this washout bar. That's how I would set up this trade. But as is, under the 30 still is something I would not take. You know, Christmas Eve is always kind of an important day for me. My mother was Swiss. She immigrated here from Switzerland. And so in Switzerland, they always celebrated, she came from a large family. They always celebrated Christmas and open presents and all that kind of stuff on Christmas Eve. So growing up, that's when we celebrated. We always had a real tree. She would always light the candles. When I was a kid, she would say that little Christmas elves came to light the candles. And once the candles were lit, then it was A-okay to open up the presents. So that was always a big day for me, for sure. So always have some good memories of Christmas Eve. All right, let us go over and take a look at your current positions. All right, I know this one by heart. Apple, I don't even have to look. Gary is in at 108, and Frank is in at 111. It is currently 131.85. So if we take the average of the two trades here, up 17.11% for Frank and Gary. So up a little bit today, just 0.7%. One thing to point out here, we did reject the 70 RSI a couple days ago. I think, well, let's see, did we reject it again today? Yes, we did. So we've had 2 days of rejections of the 70 RSI. About 90% of prices tend to stop and go down in the worst case, or just move sideways and consolidate in the best case. So just something to consider there. Beyond Meat. Well, Bob and Brian are in Beyond Meat with the 520 cross. I don't know if Bob and Brian, now I'm confused. Maybe Brian got in here at 135 and maybe Bob got in here at 142. I forgot. But if you remember yesterday, we had a 520 crossover going into the close. At the end of the Steve's here. I don't see Steve today, but I wanted to give props to Steve for he got in the trade while it was still crossed over. But then at the end of the day, in the last minute or so, it crossed under. So Steve had the discipline to get out and take a small loss. I think he was in it for 7 minutes, but it is down 2.87% today. So, you know, it sure wasn't fun to take that loss for Steve after 7 minutes, I'm sure, but he avoided a much bigger loss there. FSLR, yes, nice trade here on FSLR at 90.98. Return to value, sideways motion, V1. Look at this beautiful trade. Down just a little bit today, but Yas is up very, very nice so far on the trade. VIX. All right, so we have a couple members. Quad bought VIX here at 1991, so he's held on to this. This one's down quite a bit from that entry point. Gary bought here at 1723. Stayed with it, held the 30 RSI, sold half on that big bar we had a few days ago, so I'm glad he sold half. It is down below his original entry price, but I imagine he's still up on the trade because he sold half here. And it's another reason why I like to sell into strength, because if it does go back against you, it helps to mitigate your loss. AMD, Ramble bought AMD at 91.05. It's currently 91.52, so he's up about 50 cents on the trade. It is down on the day, but he's up on the trade, so congratulations. Microsoft, Yas bought Microsoft at 213.82. It's up a little bit today, but he is up nicely on the trade. He only has a third left. He has been scaling out, so congratulations. FVRR, Jatson, bought at 208.60. It's currently 211.90. It is down to about 2% today, but he is still up on the trade. IAU, this is Frank. Nice purchase here on gold at 17.54. It is currently 17.93. It's up 0.93%. Frank did sell half, but he still has half the position, so he is up on the day and up on the trade. Okay, so Alibaba, oy vey. So Ava, Kamal, and Bob did buy Alibaba yesterday at 253.31. Obviously having a horrible day today. Had some bad news, something with China. So Kamal did get out of this today at the open, which I want to congratulate him. He had his stop in, and with a big gap like this, what Kamal mentioned was, you cannot protect against a gap through your stop loss. You cannot. But the only control you have on this is your position size. So that is why position size is so important, because not always will you be able to get out at your maximum loss in case it gaps through it. I'm sure you understand what I mean. But Kamal did get out right at the open, which is much higher than it was. So I'm sorry for Aba, Kamal, and Bob that you ran into news on this trade. It's down 14.14% today. So I saw that and I just cringed. So anyway, Ava, Kamal, Bob, there'll be better trades ahead for you, I'm sure, but maybe just a good reminder to always keep in mind position size. Google, Jatson bought Google at 13.78. It is currently, 17.38, and it's 17.31.71. So it is down today, and he is down on the trade. Gary also sold put spreads, 15.70, 15.50s, and 15.50, 50.40s, $200 a contract here, $95 a contract here. So as long as Google closes above 15.70 and 15.50, Gary will be able to get the premium. So he's got a couple $100 in protection there, which is good. Q's, Jatson bought Q's at 308.80. It's currently 308.80. So even on the day, or even on the trade, but it is up a little bit on the day. 1030 EMA crossover. Yas bought here at 224.12. And it's 245.65. He did sell half. No, sorry, he has only a third of the position left, so he did scale out on the way up, which is good. I always like to see that. So he's up nicely on the day, up nicely on the trade. ALGN, this has been a long-term trade for Jatson. Bought it way down here at 441. Sold half here at 521.90. Even on the day, it's right about where he sold that first half. So excellent, excellent trade, Jatson. TWOU, Johan, monster trade at 34.24. It's 42.23, down just a little bit today, but up 18.83%. So congratulations, Johan. Johan has just had some great trades lately. THO, Ava, bought THO at 98.30. It's currently 101.11. Down today, but up on the trade. So nice trade so far, Ava. ZI, Evan bought ZI, dang, at 43.40. Had a monster day up, a few monsters up, but a little bit down today. So I don't know if Evan phased out of anything, but it is down on the day, obviously, but still up on the trade. TTCF, Johan. I mean, this is an unbelievable trade. It's a perfect example of just a good risk to reward. Just a slight close above the 200-day moving average, giving him a very low risk if it had even closed a penny below. And this just turned into a monster trade. Johan is currently up 37.28%. I don't know if there's any phasing going on there, but what a run. Congratulations, Johan. Workhorse, we talked about Workhorse, Quad, Johan, and Yas bought Workhorse at 23.27. Came back down, held that halfway of the washout bar today. Oh, it is still up 0.79%, but it was up higher. It was up in the money at one point, so it's still slightly under the entry point, but up on the day. Car, this is Frank, I believe. Yes, Frank bought Car at 37.60. It's currently 37.90. It is down a little bit, but is up on the day. DKNG. All right, so we have Jackson added some at 51.06, and he's also in at 48.32. So he is up on both of his entry positions nicely. It is down a little bit today, but he's still up on the trade. MasterCard. Gary sold credit spreads January 15th, 290, 280. So as long as it stays above 290 by January 15th, Gary will be able to keep all of his premium on his credit spread. So that's looking good. AN, Frank bought AN at 66.88. It's currently 67.83, down a little bit, but up on the trade. NEE, Johan and Quad bought NEE at 74.70. It's 74.61, down 9 cents, but up today, but slightly down on the trade. Facebook's been having a tough time. Jatson bought at 282.97. It's currently 266.81. So this one has gone down a bit from Jatson's entry, and it is down on the day. Teladoc, Frank bought Teladoc back here at 182. Johnson bought at 190.50. It's currently 206.81. A little down on the trade, but both up nicely. And it looks like Johnson had a half position. Beyond Meat, again, we talked about Beyond Meat. I'm not sure where Bob, Brian, and Kamal are on this trade. I may not have updated this one correctly, but that's a bummer. PTON, big day, yes. Bought PTON at 115.97. It's currently 164.71. This is up 29.78%. Unbelievable. Congratulations, Yas. Proud of you, my friend. And we'll put that over there. Almost done, everybody. David bought SE at 193.10. It's currently 193.31, so technically he is up on the trade, but he's a little down on the day. AYX, Johan, trade here at 119.15. It's currently 128.48. Real nice big trade up for him. It is down a little on the day, but up on the trade. Tesla, Jatin bought Tesla at 639.90. It is currently 662.26, up 2.57% today. So up on the day, up on the trade. And last but not least, Ride. Bob bought Ride here at 19.31. It's currently 21.66. So he is up nicely on the trade so far, but it is down a little on the day. Okay. Gary says, I will be out of Apple today. I'm going to go, I'm going away, so going to all cash. Okay. Sounds good. Remind me if you don't mind. Frank says, the Beyond chart really bugged me yesterday. That dropping 50 was concerning. Yep. Ava says, Alibaba at the open. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Ava. Thankfully, small quarter position. Always grateful for any losses. Well, that's a good attitude to have. Frank says, trading can be like dancing with the monster. The least problem you have is watching your step. Yeah. Trading's a tough gig. I mean, sometimes you never feel like you're going to ever have a losing trade again, and sometimes you feel like you're never going to have a winning trade again. I'm sure we've all been there, right? All right. Let me take a quick little look at my Southwest trade. All right, my intraday trade. So again, I bought it with the close under, close back over the 250 in the V1, sold half here, so I'm kind of free rolling it right now. I like that it bounced off the 200, so that's positive. Go on up, Southwest, show us some love, but I will be getting out of this before the close. All right. Give me 1 second to check on a couple things here. All right, that's all taken care of. That's all taken care of. All right, good to go. So out of all the positions today, the only change I'm going to make is if REGN does close below halfway of the washout bar, which I took it. So that's 489.20. It's currently 487.39. So excuse me. It looks like I will be going ahead and locking in the loss on this because it's not doing what it's supposed to do, right? Okay, so listen, before we start looking at some of the end of day candidates, I want to talk about trader psychology. Of course, you know it's my favorite subject. I read Facebook, I read Twitter every day. There's a bunch of really good traders that I follow, and I like to read their posts, and whenever I find one that I feel would be helpful for the group, I cut it out and we talk about it. And this comes from Anthony Crudell at Anthony Crudell on Twitter. Fantastic channel with Anthony. Great trading coach, great trader. I believe he trades futures, but he always has good things to say. So whenever I see a post from Anthony, I always go ahead and read it. And this is a great one. It's short but sweet, and it really sums up trading. We prepare for an unknown result with a known amount of risk. That's it, right? We never are going to know the result, but we know we should know the risk. I should put a caveat there and say we should know the risk. If you take $1 and you put it into a slot machine in Las Vegas, this is from Mark. This is a Mark Douglas analogy, but he says, look, you're going to put $1 in, pull the handle, something's going to happen. You're going to put a trade on, something's going to happen. In Las Vegas, the only thing that you can lose is that $1, right? Theoretically, if that's all you put in, that's all. But you put the $1 in, you know your risk. It's an unknown result, but you pull the handle and something's going to happen. It's the same with trading. We put a trade on, we know next day something's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to go up. We don't know if it's going to go down, but something is going to happen. But, with my students and here in the live stream on the podcast, you hear me relentlessly talk about what is your maximum allowed loss. You have to know what your maximum allowed loss is, and most people tell me a number that's really too high. After several losses, it's too much for them. So 1% is a decent kind of rule of thumb. If you have $100,000, you risk 1%, which is $1,000 on your maximum risk, and you divide that by the value of the 2 ATR. That accounts for volatility, and I would say 95, 96, 97% of the time if it gets down to your emergency stop loss, you know exactly how much you've lost. Sometimes, like today on Alibaba, it gaps through, and you really can't protect it against that. But like Kamal said, the only way you can really try to protect a little bit is adjusting your position size. So we prepare for an unknown result with a known amount of risk. But with a known amount of risk, yes, that's if you are taking into consideration everything and you're looking out for risk. But a lot of people prepare for a lot of traders prepare for an unknown result, but they honestly don't know the amount of risk because they haven't considered it. They haven't position size for it. So please, let's let this Alibaba situation today remind us that anything can happen at any time. So let's please position size with a conservative amount. I'm not saying use 1%. That's just kind of a standard industry suggestion, rule of thumb. I don't use 1%. It's too large. I use like a 0.5%. 0.5% of my capital, that's my maximum loss. 90% of the time, 95% of the time, my end-of-day stop kicks in, not my emergency stop, but if it does and something happens, you want to be able to still walk after it happens. You don't want to have take such a beating that one, it really damages your account, and two, it really damages your emotional state, right? You have financial capital and you have emotional capital, and you have to protect both of them. So thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. I hope you have a good Christmas and holiday, and thanks for a great post. John says, Costco probably on your list today. No, it's not. Let's take a look. It's not bad. It had the nice confluence here of the negative third ATR channel, rejected the negative third ATR channel and the negative third ATR channel and the 100-day moving average. In addition, had a V1 yesterday. Let's see, it didn't quite go under 30, over 30. Let's look over at the weekly. Weekly's nice in the value zone. Monthly's probably in a defined uptrend, definitely. Weekly is back down into value, bounced at the 20 EMA, and bounced, and then on the smallest time frame, yeah, it's pretty decent. It's right in that kind of purgatory level for me, though. This is tough. This is tough. It's a lower low. It didn't reject the 30 though. It's not bad, but I think I'm going to pass on this. I really would have liked to seen the under 30, over 30, and I don't think it quite got there yesterday. But let's look at yesterday's bar and see. 34. It possibly could have. I mean, it's nice when you have a confluence of the negative third, the 100 and the 30, especially with the monthly being in an uptrend, the weekly being in the value zone. Yeah, it's certainly not bad. It is certainly not bad at all, John. David is here. Hey, Dave Lincoln, good to see you, bud. Listen, if anybody wants to learn more about the VIX, Dave Lincoln is an expert in the VIX. He was a trader on the floor there. He has a great channel, David Lincoln channel, over on YouTube. So go check that out. I love talking to David. VIX related stuff. He's definitely a lot more of an expert on it than me, that's for sure, and that's why I like to understand it better. But David, thank you for coming. Hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas, Greg, and all. Thank you, David. Merry Christmas to you. Ava says, lesson with BABA for me is to exit right after making a first drop bounce instead of waiting, hoping for the morning bounce. Let me read that again. Lesson for BABA for me is to exit right after market and first drop bounce. I see. Instead of waiting, hoping for the morning bounce. Excellent. Yeah, I think that's a good point, Ava. Frank says, looking at Santa's good list, I see some SPAC names and even Bitcoin. Oh, I haven't checked Bitcoin today. Let me check. How we doing? We have 20 minutes. Bitcoin's up $82. Not too shabby. Whoa, I lost where I was supposed to be. All right. Hey, everybody, give me 30 seconds. I don't, just like Katie, my new little pup always needs something right in the middle of the podcast. Hang tight. I'm sorry. Okay, here you go. All right. All right, sorry about that. I'm sure dog owners out there will understand when the dog is standing by the door and wants to go out and is burning into your head with her eyes, and you can just feel it. And I just couldn't do the rest of the podcast with that pressure. So anyway, yeah, Costco is not bad. I'm going to put it down here on the list. Lova says, is the support for love at the 20 EMA a reason to stay in? I missed the first profit target by 1 penny near the open. Darn it. Not sure if I should bail out now. Well, I too considered this. It's more of a anticipatory trade, Lova. But, you know, we did have the big bar up yesterday, right? Did come back down. It rejected the 50 RSI. It rejected the 20-day EMA. It rejected the 5 EMA. It rejected the 10 EMA. All good signs. And if we look at the volume, well, this is a little deceiving because we only have a half day today, but we have had pretty low volume. We had a lot of up volume, and to the downside, there's been lower volume. Listen, I could definitely still see staying in this trade. As a matter of fact, I considered whether or not I wanted to move my day trade over to this and morph it into a swing trade because it rejected the halfway. Let's take a look again intraday. Well, it's doing pretty well on this day trade. I mean, I bought it here at 45.90, right? It's almost 30 cents in the trade. Boy, rejected that 50 pretty handily up there. I could see holding this, you know. It's certainly better than buying it yesterday and chasing it, right? If I did buy this today, or if I was going to hold it, I would just get out with a close under the 50. That's how I would do it. But this is, you know, was a big, strong up day yesterday and a good move back down today on lower volume. So I can't tell you what to do, obviously, Lova, but it wouldn't be the worst trade in the world. That's for sure. Frank says, newsflash, Santa given a pardon, accused of breaking and entering. That's good. Hey, Steve, what's up, bud? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you, Holly, and the dogs. And thank you for everything that you do for us in this podcast. Always look forward to seeing you, and thank you for everything you contribute. You contribute a ton. And by the way, nice move yesterday on getting out of Beyond Meat. I know it wasn't fun to take that loss 7 minutes after entering, but you stuck with your rules, which Steve always does. And look, Steve missed out on a 2.82% move down because he followed his rules. So I think that's admirable, and it worked out well. So thank you, Steve. And again, thanks for everything, huh? All right. Well, let's take a look then and see what we're looking at today. CMI. I quite like this trade. There's only one issue with it. It's only traded 96,000 shares. Here's a fractal. Here's a high with 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. Quad, if you're out there and listening, this is a perfect example. Here's a high, 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. And today, took out that fractal, sideways motion. MACD is positive. We're over 50. I would buy this in a second, except for it only traded 97,000 shares. So, if we look intraday, I guess it's okay, but it just goes against my rules, right? It goes against my rules, not enough liquidity in the stock. But if this was a stock that had a lot of liquidity, I love this setup. I really do, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to just pass on the trade because of the low volume. JCOM. Well, we are heading back into the value zone, which is good. Don't want to chase up here. This is where a lot of traders get into problems. They see things going up, market going up. I always wait for a pullback into the value zone. I wait for a mean reversion. I would need this to come into the value zone, stop going down, go sideways, look for a V1 or a V2. So JCOM is not there yet for me. ZYXI. I don't really see anything here at all, actually. NAB, ANAB. I also don't see anything here. WAB. We had a V1 yesterday, although we only had 1 day of sideways motion. We're in the value zone, so this does not fit my criteria. VIPS, nice big strong bullish higher low V1 and bullish engulfing bar, but it's above the 1 ATR channel. This is it's just too high for me to buy. GSX, good little day there, under 30, over 30. Let's look at the weekly. Holding the second negative 2 ATR channel. It's okay. IQ, we looked at IQ. We talked about this earlier. I like the sideways motion. I like the bullish engulfing bar. However, it's still under 30, so I have to pass on that one. MasterCard, I do like MasterCard in the fact that MasterCard is still under the 1030 EMA crossover, right? That's a good, valid approach. Moving average crossover approach for MasterCard. And on top of it, we have a V2. So, when something is still under a crossover, I like it better. So it is under a crossover, and we had a super valid V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 nicely washed out. Day 1 went under 50. Today it went under 50. Now we're back over 50. It's in a nice spot. It's a very well-defined risk. So with it still being under the 1030 EMA crossover and just the regular nice V2 here today, under 50, over 50, I do quite like MasterCard. 5. No, this big bar concerns me. I think we'll probably stall out right about here, maybe. And then we looked at IQ. So, and then where's Costco? Costco is not bad. So let me do some quick math real quick. right, and then Costco math. What I'm doing is I'm taking my maximum allowed loss, I'm divided by the value of the 2 ATR up here, and that would tell me how many shares to buy, adjusting for volatility and my maximum allowed loss. Okay, so let's look back at these again. GSX, under 30, over 30. On the weekly, holding the second ATR channel. Plenty of volume. MasterCard, 1030 EMA crossover is still in place, and we have a nice higher low V2 with an under 50, over 50. And then Costco. Nice confluence of a bounce near the 30, near the negative third ATR channel. The best thing that Costco has going for it is that in the long term, we're in a nice long-term uptrend on the monthly. On the weekly, we've pulled back into the value zone, right? We always come back to the value zone. But then on the daily, we have the entry. Honestly, my favorite is MasterCard today. So I will be buying MasterCard because it's 1030, under 50, over 50, and a nice V2. So that's my entry today, is going to be MasterCard. Now, let me check on Love. I have to work that out. All right, so I have the day trade here from 45.50. I sold half here at 46.30. So I'll just wait till the end of the day and just give me what the end of the day gives me. But it's good, profitable trade. REGN, oh, is it holding? This is going to be a photo finish. Currently it is under. So if it is under the halfway of this washout bar, I will have to sell it. And then MasterCard, let me put MasterCard up here. Steve says that Baba chart is crazy. Yeah, I know. It is crazy. Unfortunately, Ava and Kamal and Bob got caught in that. But they got out of the open, and glad Ava only had a quarter position, that's for sure. All right, so I'm keeping my eye on REGN. Currently, right now, it does look like I'm going to have to get out and take that loss. MasterCard, let's look at the end of the... Let's look at intraday. It's starting to move. And then Love. You know, I think I entered this as the day trade, and so I'm just think I'm going to go. I think I'll just go ahead and get out of it right now, as a matter of fact. All right, there's the second half. There's the second half over there. So that's taken care of. So it looks like Master is going to be the one today. And it looks like REGN. Let's see, how long do I have? 6 minutes. So I guess I have enough. I have a little bit of a time. I'll try to wait till the end. You know, really, I think the best is just to wait till the end of the day, all in all, if you can. But sometimes there's too many positions, and you kind of have to make a move earlier because you're not going to be able to handle it all. David, are you selling TGT? No, I'm not. It didn't close below the previous day's low, anything like that. So I am keeping TGT. Ava says V is looking interesting as well. So V is Visa. Yeah, it is. I don't know I don't have a back test on Visa with the 1030, so I don't know how it back tests. But, you know, suffice it to say, both of them are probably going to go up in conjunction. But I like MasterCard better. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get rid of Regeneron. It was weak today as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, take the loss there on Regeneron. Not a bad day. Regeneron was really the only one down with any movement at all. Ollie was up. Now it's down a little bit, but a good green day all the way around and with the day trade, so I'm grateful for that. So I'm out of Regeneron. I am going to buy Master. So I sold Master, or I bought Master, excuse me. We have 3 minutes to go. Looks like we have a little bit of a rally at the end here. We'll see. SPY's making a new high on the day. Two minutes to go. One minute to go. All right. And about 15 seconds to go. Five seconds to go. And that's it for our shorter session today. All right. So I did enter the overnight SPY trade at 369 even, and I got into MasterCard at 335.68. So SPY here at 369 even. And MasterCard at 335.68. Oh, well, that's a good fill so far. 335.68. All right, so is anybody still in love? I don't think so. So good little day trade on love there. Ollie was down 9 cents. How dare you, Ollie? TGT was up, so that's good. Kept it. USO up 0.5% today. I did get out of REGN because it did close slightly, but it did close below. Google was good, and the new MasterCard trade. So listen, if you have any positions for me to update on the board, if you could just go ahead and put them in the live stream now, this would be the time, and I'll take all the time we need to get them updated. Before we go to that, I just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I think I teach a really good course. It's 15 hours, and then, like I said, it's one-on-one. It's the best way to learn, and I teach you everything I've learned over my 25 years of experience of trading and everything I've learned from all of my coaches and mentors and teachers along the way. It's $1,000. I think it's a bargain, honestly, at that price for the attention that you get and the detail and the repetition. I think it's worth every penny. So if you are interested in taking the class, I know you'll be a better trader when you're done. I know it. So you can reach out to me. My email is in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter, and if you do, I'll reply and say, great, let's set up a Skype call. And then during the Skype call, you can ask me any questions you want about the course. I'll just ask you some questions about your trading and your challenges and your goals. And, after we're done with the Skype call, if you want to take the course, you can just email me back and say, I want to schedule. All right. And then if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help the channel a lot from YouTube's perspective with interaction and likes and that kind of stuff. So, if you found something valuable today, or in general, if you find something valuable from the podcast, I really would appreciate if you could hit the thumbs up button before you start your holiday. All right, let's take a look here. Johan says the whole Baba drama seemingly started from shortly before their subsidiary Ants was getting listed. I remember that. Jack Ma criticizing China's banks industry. Then Ants IPO derailed, and now Baba got targeted. Yep, that was a bummer today. Brian says, hope everyone has a safe and enjoyable holiday weekend. Thank you so much, Brian. Great to see you. Thanks for the kind words. Hope you have a nice weekend as well. Okay, Kamal is out of Baba. Okay, good. And Beyond Meat. Oh, yes, you are in there. Okay. And I still have Bob and Brian in Beyond Meat. No buys. Gary's out of PTON. Do I not? Oh. Okay, I think I already had you out of there. Out of Apple. Oh, that's right. Gary got out of everything. All right, and that is the 108. 108 to almost 132. Pretty good, Gary. Out of Microsoft. Oh, did I forget Microsoft? No, I didn't have you in there. Sorry, bud. But all cash except for my spread vacations. Vacation time, so playing it safe. Happy holidays to all, and all the good night. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate that, bud. And it's kind of a good feeling to be all in cash, right? Kamal says, happy holidays. Thank you, Kamal. Johnson is in MasterCard. Out of REGN. Yeah, that one was a bummer, but that's how it goes. I wish they could all be winners, but they're not. And out of Teladoc. Okay, you've been in that one for a minute, haven't you? All right. Okay. Evan is out of ZI. Yeah, that was kind of a big down move today, and it was still profitable. So good job there, Evan. Johan says, no trade today. Have a fabulous Christmas, everyone. Thank you, Johan. You have a great Christmas as well. Be safe up in the skies while you're flying. And excellent trading, my friend. Really excellent trading that you've been doing lately. Super, super impressive. Don't let it go to your head. I don't think it will, but you know, sometimes when you're on a real roll like you, that's when a lot of professional traders have their worst losses because they kind of feel bulletproof. So, you know, always be humble about it. Be grateful what you've had, and I'm very proud of you, but I just don't want you to fall into that trap, right? Just be as careful, even more careful right now. Miko says, thanks, Greg. Happy holiday wishes to all. Thank you, Miko. Hope you have a nice holiday as well. Bob is out of Baba and Beyond Meat. Didn't Brian say he was getting out of everything? I think he said that at the beginning. And Beyond Meat. Oh, I guess I already took Bob out of Beyond Meat. Okay. So, Ollie, hanging in there, doing well for Johnson and I. SPY, of course, had the nice little overnight SPY trade. Entered again. It's going to be a long day, long times till Monday, so I expect a gap up or gap down on SPY. Hopefully it's to the upside. TGC doing great, doing really well. One profit target there today, held in there on the green side. Oil rallied like a champion at the end of the day. This has been a nice trade. Google, the puts, doing well. Glad to see that up. And the new trade here was MasterCard. So let me see. Master, Ollie, SPY, Target, USO, and then Google is my put position. That's that. Oh, okay. Johnson. Sold the 330, 320 put spreads on MasterCard December 31st, 2020. So what that means is that as long as the price stays above $330 by December 31st, Johnson will make the difference in the premium that he sold on the 330s and the puts that he bought as insurance underneath. So there's a defined risk there. I think that looks pretty good. I like doing spreads and selling cash secured puts when there is an actual trigger to the upside, as if you were just taking a directional position. So I like, you know, obviously I like this. I bought it today. I bought MasterCard today because of the V2, and it's still under the 1030 and the under 50 over 50, right? But there's always that big question, you know, do you sell puts you sell puts or do you sell spreads on weakness, or do you wait for some kind of reversal signal, some kind of long signal before you take it? And there's pluses and minuses to everything, but I think you get, well, I don't think, I know you get better confirmation if you wait for the signal. Hey Karen, good to see you. Merry Christmas, Greg, and everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. You too. I hope you and the dogs and your family have a great Christmas. I really do. Thank you for checking in today. And just give you a little update on the little dog I'm watching, Keely. She is doing great. She's part Beagle and part Border Collie. So an interesting little combo, but man, is it great to have a sweet little dog spirit back in my house. It's really fun. She's got me all trained up just perfectly. But I don't mind at all. So she's a great little companion. All right, well, Lova says, thank you. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Lova. Appreciate that. What's going on after hours? Apple's down a little bit. Beyond Meat's up just a little bit. Dow Jones is down a little bit. Goog's down a little bit. MasterCard's down a little bit. Ollie's even. SPY is down 11 cents. All right, so not too big of a deal either way. Well, again, everybody, I hope that you have a good Christmas Eve and have a great holiday season and stay safe and enjoy yourself and hang out with some friends and some family. If you get a chance, do a little chart study. That never hurts. Read some books. You know, any of Steve Burns' books are great books to read. You can get them on Amazon. Listen to Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. You can get that on YouTube. That entire audiobook is free on YouTube. And you know, have a little mix of relaxing, fun, maybe study up a little bit as well. Ramble says, happy holidays, everyone. Thanks, Ramble. Appreciate that, bud. So, all right. It's bitterly cold here today in Utah. Man, is it cold. Holy smokes. I went outside for a second to feed the birds. I was like, oh, my little dog Keely was like, I'm not even going out. So I'm going to bundle up, go for a little hike. And so thanks as always for coming, everybody. I really do appreciate it. If you don't mind, if you could hit the thumbs up button on the way out of here, I would certainly appreciate that. But enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your Friday and Christmas, and have a good weekend. And hope to see everybody back here Monday during the regular time and on the last day of the market. All right. So thanks again, everybody. Take care, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation, and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.